This is Sep, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to fix your pipeline so it doesn't have any leaks, right? You might be someone who's a broker, sales, selling real estate, selling whatever it is you're selling. You have a pipeline, a CRM, leads are coming in. Doesn't matter what you are selling, but you struggle to convert these leads. Most worst of all, you let these leads go cold and never see them again, never even touch them again, right? And the reason for that is because you're relying on what I call systems that don't have AI, right? So essentially, here's how it really works, right? You have the graveyard, your CRM, aka your CRM, right? Which 73% of them don't even get followed up. They get buried alive. What's the point of you or your sales team or whatever the way you generate these leads? What's the point of putting all the energy if it's all going to go to waste, right? So the goal is reduce the amount of effort we put in and get more return on our investment and time, right? So here's how it really works, right? The problem is if you don't have any AI systems, right, and your deals are just sitting there, your opportunities are sitting there, is because one, you're forgetting the follow-up. The reason for that is the follow-up really just doesn't happen by itself. You kind of gotta get in the mood. People, it's an emotional process. Oh, I gotta pick up the phone. Oh, I gotta call this person. Why are you relying on emotions in the first place? There's money to be made. You gotta squeeze that person. There's no benefit for you to sit around and talk to somebody over time just to get them to come on a call to listen to you so you can close them. AI can do that now for you. A dedicated AI sales assistant, internal sales agent, what we call it, can do that process for you. And best of all, they'll recognize it. They'll recognize it over time. They'll build a relationship with it. They'll recognize his voice, and they'll show up on the calls, give you the authority so you do the closing, right? So if you don't have that, it's because you're not doing enough follow-ups, right? Inconsistent point is another problem you might have. For example, if you're doing this thing manually, you have to go read the CRM. Oh, what did I say last time? Who is this guy even? Sometimes I look at the CRM. So many often this has happened. Who is that? Is Michael? This is like 50 Michaels in there. You're not gonna remember this. So why are you relying on your faults as a human to do these things? These are all AI now. Everything related to data is AI now. If you're not doing it, unfortunately, you're gonna take some L's. Okay. So another thing, you're using generic mass templates to reach out to your leads. Why are you even doing that in the first place? Every lead needs to be customized. You need to have AI to now enrich those leads that are coming in, customize, and new things crop up. You're not going to be sitting around on Google waiting or on LinkedIn. People think being in LinkedIn keyboard warrior is the best thing. If you're doing that, you're losing valuable time. And the best thing you can do with your time is crafting the demo calls. When you get on these demo calls or sales calls, you're crafting your message and your proposition to the person. That's the best use of your time. Or creating assets, videos like this to explain that thesis to audiences that potentially might hop on a call, so you can expedite that process, make it easier for yourself to close by having these assets, pre-selling them on the calls. You don't have to talk less, right? Why are you trying to do like a live conference in front of hundreds of people when you can record it one time, distribute it everywhere? That's the systems that you need to understand, right? So stop thinking, oh, I gotta come on, one-on-one personalized, call somebody or get on the phone with them. So many people I talk to, they say, oh, I'm all about relationships. Well, you can build relationships online on the meta, right? You ask yourself, who's someone that you follow or you probably don't know in real life, but you deeply respect their message or what they have to offer. That's what we're looking at, okay? So if you have AI in place, you can solve that. It'll become very efficient and you can build up on it. Some other things, timing is obviously an issue. When you want to pick up the phone and call somebody, they might be in Eastern Standard, you might be in somewhere else, and then you have to go find another way. This is all taking time. Is friction. That person's not going to be available at the time you want to call. So why are you doing that? Why is your systems, your sales processes, right, relied on something that's just destined to fail and cause friction and headaches for you or your sales team? You solve that by AI. Again, AI knows this thing. It doesn't sleep. It positions itself at all times that it's required to do. Best time based on data to reach out, okay? And the last one obviously is you have no data, right? You think somebody is interested, but they're kind of wasting your time. If you did some research on them, you'd know they don't have anything in place. Maybe their business is not even real. So you don't have that data, and it's, you avoid that data because it's a manual thing. AI helps you expedite that data, enrich that data if you have the infrastructure and systems that we talk about in different videos, right? So You have to become AI enabled in 2025, going to 2026. Because if you wait till 27, 28, it's game over. You're going to become someone that learned how to text or something, in technologies that come out way too late. That's not good. Your business likes speed. You got to move fast. All right. So sales team, that's another problem. If you deal with sales teams, if you have people on board, you notice that over time, their performance goes up and down. Why? Because you expect them to always perform, always be on fire. Maybe one week they're feeling good. The next week, oh man, I don't want to chase this guy. I'm going to toss it to you, right? We don't want to depend on people and their emotions to get the job done. So tasks that can be easily done with AI, like follow-ups, lead enrichment, personalization, all these things, AI now. Your sales team is only for heavy things, heavy lifting, and showing up on even live demo calls or something that's very, you could say, might be a little bit more difficult to tap into right now with AI, right? More personalized, okay? So that being said, that's another one. There's a couple other ones, too much going back and forth between the systems you have. Inconsistent brand. If you are, for example, you call the lead on your CRM, then another rep calls the lead on the CRM. If you have a team, this is for people who have teams in place. It's inconsistent. That one day that person picks up what sounds different, the next person picks up. It confuses that person. Yes, you are reading off the CRM, but the person's picking up. It will be more easier for you to stick to one person, one voice, one everything. This is where AI comes in, keeps it consistent for all your leads. Essentially is one voice, right? So if you don't fix this, you're losing at least on the minimum 30% of your revenue and potential deals. That could mean 20, 30 thousand AMG coupe you could be driving if you're not into that, or whatever it is. It could be a nice payday for you if you just have these extra systems coming in. So what's the solution? There is no solution for you if you don't look for the solution. But if you're someone that looking for the solution, there is a solution, and those are AI infrastructure systems. So what you got to do is deploy the system or lose the market share, because someone else who thinks differently, as in not differently, as in more proactively, wins the game, right? So who's that person? What is that? That person has lightning fast response, 5 minutes or less. As soon as the person, I've seen this so many times on recorded calls, when someone enters their information on the opt-in funnel, wherever they're coming from, 30 seconds later they get a call. Hey, this is so-and-so from this company. I just seen you put your thing in. And that person on the phone is shocked. Whoa, I just put it in a few minutes ago, 30 seconds. That's crazy. So they get wowed. The lead gets wowed by how professional your infrastructures and systems are. So that boosts up your value, authority. You're not one of those people that forget about the client or even the prospect. So they take you seriously right off the bat. You kick in those dopamine factors that you want, and you lead it wherever you want, right? So the next thing is having very hyper-personalized sequences based on the conversation. Right. So in some cases, when you have a conversation, what does that happen to? Companies don't even view the conversation. Maybe the manager, the sales manager might look at that conversation and be like, you can fix your tonality. But now, because we have AI on the back end, you can analyze that call, the speech patterns, the text, and make sure, okay, this person is leaning to warm because previous clients, we had this scenario. So let's put them in this bag. Let's focus on that. Beautiful. This is the best position for someone to be in, right? To kind of gauge the sales